It is impossible to perfect something that you have not released yet. You have to release it and then iterate on it. That is the only way to perfect something. It is a misnomer to think that you can perfect something in private and then release it in public. You only know how to make it better once it is tested. And to do that, you have to ditch perfectionism, because perfectionism says you can't put this out until everybody's going to be happy with it. And the truth is, it doesn't matter how amazing it is, somebody's going to tell you it stinks. So you have to be ready for that. And you have to be okay with it. And you have to say, I'm going for something bigger than this one comment from some rando that I don't even know. So many people are afraid to go after what they want in life because they're afraid of what other people might think. Or they put pressure on themselves that whatever they're doing has to be perfect before they take action and put it out into the world. And this might be you. And believe me, I get it. I used to delay action because I was afraid, what if it's not perfect? Somewhere along the way, I decided to push past that and I started building my online business. But when I look back on my early work, I cringe at a lot of it. It's embarrassing. It was so awful. But you know what? I put it out into the world anyway. I did a lot of things in the early days of my online business that weren't perfect or excellent or ready. My first 200 or so YouTube videos were awful. I recorded them in my closet on my phone, like literally in my closet. I stood in my closet because that's the only place I could get good sound. I recorded them on my phone. I had no professional lighting, no professional sound. I didn't have a mic. I didn't know how to edit well. I didn't know how to tell stories. I didn't know how to look at the camera and talk to it like it was a person. Sometimes I either over-edited and it was like goofy, or I under-edited and it was unprofessional. I made my first online course with a cheap camera, no professional lighting, and not good audio. And I recorded those lessons in the morning before I went to work because back in those days, I still had a 9-to-5 job. So on a lot of those lessons, I was just kind of sleepy. In the early days, I put together a group coaching course before I even knew if anybody would buy it and before I really even knew what was going to be in it. I started making videos about Kajabi, which is an all-in-one online business platform that I use. Started doing that on YouTube when other people already were, and other people were way better at making the YouTube videos about Kajabi, better at using Kajabi, better at reviewing Kajabi, but I went ahead and did it anyway. In any of these cases, I could have not hit publish because of the potential embarrassment that I could have faced. Someone else could do it better. My stuff never looked as professional. If I cared what other people thought, I would have never recorded a YouTube video. I would have never made a course. I would have never reviewed a software, and I would have never coached anyone. But you know what? I did it anyway. It's possible that I lack that social cue that makes you overly concerned about what everybody's thinking, or I might just realize that they're not thinking about me anyway. And even if they are thinking about me, not taking action out of potential embarrassment is just not an option for me. I am too driven to succeed, and it's never been enough of a barrier to say, well, somebody may not like this, so I won't do it. I've just never been willing to do that because more than anything, I had a vision and I still have a vision and I went after it and I'm still going after it. And in this video, I want to walk through the results of taking action early on, even when it's not perfect, so that you can, if you struggle with perfectionism, you can ditch that perfectionism so that your dreams don't die, because you basically have two options. Either ditch perfectionism and take action on what you want to do, or watch your dreams die. And because I'm guessing that you don't want to watch your dreams die, let's talk about how to ditch perfectionism. My name's Lane. This is my channel. If you're new here, you can go to lanesebring.com/supersimple. Pick up your free super simple guide to your first $500 online. I'll walk you through the exact process that I use to build my multiple six-figure online business. All right, so let's talk about the results of some of those actions that I took back when they were not good. They were not excellent. I started out by saying that the first 200-ish YouTube videos that I made were just absolute garbage, and they were, but had I not made those first 200 YouTube videos, I wouldn't be where I am now, where I have 700 videos now across 4 different channels, with 400 of those being on this channel that you're watching right now, that drive leads to my business and create a flywheel of lead generation and income generation every day of the week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the background of my life between this business and my main online business, which is called Preaching Donkey. Couple hundred videos over there as well. Those videos are now the content that drive my business and provide the lifestyle that I love. Had I not pulled the trigger and decided I'm going to do something, even though it's not good yet, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because each video is like a little worker bee that I never have to pay and is always out there generating leads for me. I also mentioned my online course that wasn't good. It wasn't professionally edited, that a lot of times I was tired because it was 5 a.m. when I was recording it. Well, that course went on to sell a few hundred times, made me tens of thousands of dollars, has served a ton of people very well. I've updated it since that first iteration, and it continues to be a main source of income for me and my flagship course over at Preaching Donkey. My group coaching cohorts turned out to be some of the most fun and most profitable things I do that serve my students so well and provide one of the most high-touch, actionable things that I provide here on Lane Sebring. My software reviews on Kajabi have resulted in me being the number 8 all-time affiliate on Kajabi. It is by itself a multiple 6-figure stream of recurring revenue for me. And all of that started because I was willing to make YouTube videos when I really wasn't the best. Now I am. Well, I'm the 8th best, but I'm working my way up to being the best. I say all this because none of this would have happened if I had waited until I was ready or it was perfect. It would have not ever gotten there had I not pulled the trigger. In fact, I'm still not perfect. I'm still not ready. I'm always trying to make what I'm doing better, but done is better than perfect. And in my case, done means a life of freedom that I otherwise would not have achieved had I made perfection the standard that I had to hit. It is impossible to perfect something that you have not released yet. You have to release it and then iterate on it. That is the only way to perfect something. It is a misnomer to think that you can perfect something in private and then release it in public. You only know how to make it better once it is tested. So I had to put it out there in the world and test it to see if it even works. And to do that, you have to ditch perfectionism, because perfectionism says you can't put this out until everybody's going to be happy with it. And the truth is, it doesn't matter how amazing it is, somebody's going to tell you it stinks. So you have to be ready for that. And you have to be okay with it. And you have to say, I'm going for something bigger than this one comment from some rando that I don't even know. So along these lines, this YouTube video is actually the first video that is also my newsletter. Today, I am launching the 6-Figure Fastlane newsletter. And you can subscribe to the newsletter over at lanesebring.com/supersimple, the same place that you get my super simple guide to your first $500 online. But this newsletter is an example of something that isn't perfect yet. It's a newsletter that's going to exist on YouTube as a video, and you can subscribe to get the written version emailed to you every Tuesday. Is this newsletter ready? Is it perfect? Have I considered all the considerable considerations? No, no, I haven't. But today, the 6-Figure Fastlane, a weekly online business newsletter by Lane Sebring, has officially launched. And one day, I hope to look back at the first edition of this newsletter and cringe with embarrassment because it was so bad and it has improved so much. And that is how I will know that it was worth starting. So here's my question for you. What is holding you back on taking action in your online business, on the dream you have in your life, on the goal that you've set? What is the thing that is standing in your way? If it's perfectionism, it is not doing you any favors. So my advice would be this: set perfectionism aside and hit publish or post or upload or send as fast as you can. Then make it a little better tomorrow. Rinse and repeat. Again, perfection happens over time through iteration, not before you take action. And after several hundred iterations, you'll realize that your work is not half bad. It's helping a lot of people and it's providing you the life that you've always dreamed about. And speaking of that kind of life, I want to show you how to build a business that will get you that kind of life. So click right here and I will show you how I've built my multiple six-figure business online and how you can too. So click right there and I'll see you in that playlist.